Hey everybody, welcome to another tier making video. We did a couple before, we did Sonic, and we did every starter Pokemon. Now, since Scarlet and Violet is literally out tomorrow, I thought it would be fun to go through the older games and try and rank them up. It's going to be quite tough because I really like Pokemon, so I feel like the gap between these S, A, B, C, and D are not going to be too far. I feel like I said that with with the starters too. But we're going to do it. We're not going to talk about anything Scarlet and Violet, so don't worry. You're sitting there panicking, don't worry. We're not going to talk about Scarlet and Violet other than the fact that they are out tomorrow. And the series, we will be playing Violet on the show, and I will be playing Scarlet in my personal time. And the episode will be up tomorrow evening, first episode of Violet. I keep going to say Scarlet. It was going to go Scarlet, but due to some postage mishaps, I've had to buy the digital download version of Violet, which I hate buying the digital version, but I've had to do it so that we can start recording and get those videos out to you guys as soon as possible. But with that, let's go through these. I think I rearranged these a little bit. This is done by... Who did this? How do I tell who did these tier lists? This guy? This guy. Perhaps. Anyway, thanks to Crash and Crotex for making this, I guess. And we'll go through this and one by one, but we are going to attach the remakes to the normal things. I rearranged these so that they were in somewhat order. I realize I've ballsed up there, but that's okay. And we'll go through them and we'll compare them to their remakes if they have them. Okay, and then green we're just going to attach to blue and red. As I haven't played green. Green was Japanese only, wasn't it? So, blue and red. These are the originals. These are the original boys. The first game I actually played of Pokemon, I believe, is Yellow. So I played it on my... My brother had a Game Boy. Like the old Game Boy. And my brother got Pokemon Yellow. And he got Pokemon Yellow for me to play on the Game Boy. So I was playing it. And I really enjoyed it, loved it. And I loved Pikachu because of that. And then I got Red. I got Red with my Game Boy Color, believe it or not. And I played that a ton. Since then I have played through Blue. But there's no difference between these ones, really. Realistically, are there? I mean, Pokemon differences aside, in every generation, they're going to be placed in roughly the same version. They are old. They are... Some of the sprite work, whilst charming and whilst nostalgic, are ugly. Some of them are pretty bad. But what about their remakes? I think their remakes are probably better, except from the islands, which I actually dislike a lot. Like, it's just much more of a pretty game. Granted, it is on the Game Boy Advanced, which means it is alongside Ruby and Sapphire, which we will get to. Let's put these boys like middle of the road. Okay, for now, we're gonna put them middle of the road. And then we're going to put Yellow slightly above them, just because it was my very first Pokemon game, and it is what introduced me to Pokemon and just made me fall in love with this franchise, right? As a tiny child, a tiny little child, with a Game Boy. That wasn't even my Game Boy, it was my brother's Game Boy. Fire Red, Leaf Green. Honestly, on the same tier at the moment. Maybe if we put them over here to make people feel maybe a little bit better. I don't know. I feel like they're the same things. We recently did a Nuzlocke on these ones, on Fire Red, and that was really fun. We did that on stream, and those streams sadly never made it to YouTube due to YouTube getting angry for some random reason and wouldn't let me upload them. I can't remember the full details on that, but it wasn't happy with me, to say the least, and so they never got backed up, sadly. So that Nuzlocke is sadly gone. But Rosie, Rosie the Venusaur will never be forgotten. Right. So yeah, we'll leave them there for now. That's slightly higher purely because was my entry point. I'm willing to accept nostalgia into this. Gold and Silver. Possibly my favorite, not my favorite, but one of my favorite entries in the game. It had the second region, which fans have been clamoring for again, to see another region. I've seen the theories. Again, I'm not going to go into them. Don't worry, I'm not going to go into them. But I have seen the theories of people thinking we're going to get another region in Scarlet and Violet. I don't think we are. We never get it. Every single time Sun and Moon, people were like, "Oh, what if we're gonna get another region? You know, we're gonna be able to go back to Kanto." And then there was the what was it? The X and Y. Like, oh, we're gonna be able to go to Sun and Moon's area. It's like, no, we're not. We're not. We're not. So I don't think we're gonna do that. I don't think we're ever gonna see another region again. I would love to be proven wrong by that fact. Okay, don't mock me if we're ever wrong, because I would love to be wrong. But I think these are better. These were just better versions, right? These were better versions than these ones. I've never actually played Crystal. Crystal, I think, is one of the only one of these that I've not actually played. Well, until we get down this end, I guess. So yeah, I think should we just leave Crystal out because I've not actually played it. Nah, it's the same. Okay, we'll just put it in with these boys. I feel confident. We'll put it in with these boys because it is roughly the same. These right now, right this moment. Well, not this very moment, but in this time period, I am playing a Soul Silver randomizer with a friend of mine and with my best friend. We're playing a Nuzlocke randomized thing. We're going through it together, and I have many more dead than her. She is destroying me in how many Pokemon are dying. She's got like 5 deaths, and I've got like 25. Like, I have lost some men. Some poor boys have gone down the toilet, very sadly. But I am very much enjoying that experience, and I do just love these games in general. Another one of my very good friends, says that she doesn't like these ones because they are slower. They are slower than these, so she prefers these. Valid. I don't see that. I don't. Well, I get that they're slower, but I don't think that's an issue for me personally. I think they're better. I think these remakes are better. We need to like lower these, don't we? Because there's no way they S tier. So this is what I'm talking about. We need to edit this. I think these boys possibly. Hey, we might need more thing here. This is too complicated. It's too complicated of a matter for this. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Right, we're moving on to Generation 3. Now, Generation 3 is... They're special to me. They are super special to me. I played through Ruby first, I've played through Sapphire, and I have played through Emerald since. They are actually my favorite games in the series. I love them. They are... They are so good. There's a lot of problems, granted, and if you don't, although a lot of people don't agree with me here, I really enjoy them. Yeah, there's too much water. It doesn't matter. I think these are great games. They're great legendaries. Are they the first games to have the legendaries be the focus? I think they are. I guess if you don't count Suicune, because Crystal you search for Suicune, right? More, I think. I guess that's in there a little bit as well, but even that's not direct plot, is it? That's not direct plot. I think these are the first time Pokemon is purely attached to the legendaries as a plot, and they're good legendaries, and they have real stakes. You know, like the land disappearing or the water disappearing. they're really good. And when you release the legendaries, or when the legendaries get released, there's a visual effect. Like it's always raining until you deal with Cryoke, or it's always sunny day until you deal with Groundon. I love that shit. It's so good. It's fantastic. These are honestly my S, right? These are honestly my S. I have my favorite games in the series. These, however, I don't like. Let's put them down here. Honestly, I don't know what's about them. I like Mega Evolution, so it's not even really that. They have Mega Beedrill as well, and Mega Beedrill is fucking awesome. Like, it's crazy good. I love Mega Beedrill. But I don't know, there's something about them that just isn't right. I don't like that we just get given a Latias like halfway through the game to be used as fly. Like HMs, I could go on a whole other video about HMs. I think HMs are kind of good for main plot. I think having them with your Pokemon is good, and it brings your Pokemon out into the world. I wish they could try and, but losing the move slot is bad, right? That's the problem. I wish they could try and find a blend about that. I don't think they've done it. Not yet, at least. But I don't like these. There's something that is just off-putting. I think maybe putting them down here is perhaps harsh? Too harsh? Maybe here? But, again, these lines are very thin. These are very, very thin lines because I really like this. I really like Pokemon. The original Diamond and Pearl, I didn't play much of. I played through Diamond once. I didn't play Pearl. And I played through Platinum. Yes, I played through Platinum because you go to like the weird dimension near the end, right? Which was so much better. Also, it had more than 2 fucking fire types, I believe. So that was great. Lack of fire types. Honestly, I'm gonna put these ones down here. These ones not the best. But this I liked. This higher than these boys. These ones, despite the lack of fire types still, I really enjoyed them. I love the post game, fighting the gym leaders again, getting my building a different team. Very fun. Enjoyed the hell out of them. Let's put them like up here. Hello? There we go. The other way. We'll put them there. I've not actually played Pearl. I got Diamond again. So there you go. Black and White. Okay. I feel like I should talk more about Diamond and Pearl, but I don't really have much more to say. Then I just enjoyed the remakes more. I just had a better experience with them than I did the first time around. Torterra is the best star in those games by far. You can see all that information in the top tier starter Pokemon's video. So I don't know. There's just not much to say about it. I didn't have a very good experience with the original games. I had a much better experience with these ones, but they're still not the best games in the series by far, by my opinion. I think these are, but that's very debatable. But I don't dislike them. I like these much better than these, but I don't dislike them at all. Black and White. Okay, now I hated Black and White. Black and White and Black and White 2, I really, really disliked. I was like, these are the worst games in the series. They're so fucking ugly. I just don't like them. They have a terrible Pokemon pool. I've completely changed my tune on that. I recently replayed through Black. I believe I played White originally, so I played through Black this time around. And I had such a great experience, such a fun experience. I was struggling for Pokemon quite a few times. I was like the level wise, like the level curve was pretty good. So the fact that I was kind of just below the people who I was facing at a constant pace. The story, I don't. It's fine. Is it possibly the best story in a Pokemon game? Maybe, but the Pokemon game stories all kind of suck. It's not a high bar to be proud of, in my opinion. So yeah, I don't know, but I did really enjoy these games. They were really fun to play through on my second playthrough round. Yes, the games are ugly. I think they are still ugly. I don't think that has changed. But the Pokemon, I've completely changed my tune on. Chandelure, Garbodor is one of my favorite Pokemon. I put him in the top 100 Pokemon. I know it's kind of crazy to have a top 100 Pokemon, but he would be in there, as I do like Garbodor. I can't remember its name, because I nicknamed them. I never used to nickname Pokemon, but my interactions with my friends Notori and Leon has turned me around on that, and I'm constantly naming Pokemon now. Even if they are weird names, I do get more attached to them and more emotionally invested in them, and that might be a problem. But so I can't even think of its name. The Zebra Pokemon, the Electric type. I really like that one. Galvantula, I really like now. The electrical eel thing. What is that called? I'm so bad with the Pokemon names in the later series. Like past Generation 3, I would say my naming conventions get a little bit spotty at best. God, I can't remember their names, but they are good. I really enjoyed them. I got the Scruffy boy too, you know, like little Scruffy dog. I had him. He was great. But I really enjoyed them. So beforehand, where I wouldn't even put them in here, I would put them in like an F tier. I actually would say they're like up here. Like, I really enjoyed it. Really had a good time. I'm playing through Black and White 2 for the second time in my life now. I'm playing Black 2 now. I'm not very far in it. I'm only like 3 gym badges in it. But I'm so excited for my team. The first few areas of Pokemon Black and White 2 are fucking stacked with good Pokemon. There's so many things. Yeah, the games are still ugly. Honestly, that's kind of what's holding them back. I think all of these games look better than these ones. They were in a very weird transition time when it comes to Pokemon, and damn were these games ugly. They were ugly. I'm sorry, I can't. I do think they are ugly. So I'm just gonna put them in the same spot, okay? Because I'm really excited for them. But I don't know much about them. I didn't like them originally, but I'm really enjoying it this time around. Like I said, I'm not that far in though. Not that far in. The tentative B. I have to keep an eye on my Twitter, and maybe I'll lower it or higher it depending on how I finish. But I'm very excited. I've got a Growlithe and a Rolio and a Mareep. None of these are Gen 5s, which doesn't help my point I was making about the original Black and White. But I was just the whole team. I've got a Coffin as well. Oh, God, I love Coughing. I love poison types. If you've not been with the channel long and you haven't watched our brilliant, our Pokemon Poison to Diamond playthrough, where I played through the entire game with just a poison team, which was really fun. I love poison type Pokemon. They are my favorite types. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited for my team on Black and White 2 that's building up. It'll probably take a bit of a back burner now since Scarlet and Violet are literally out tomorrow. But still, I am excited. X and Y. Good games. I had a good experience with them when I first played them. Good additions Pokemon-wise. Like the Squid Boy and my brain is blanking on the names. Sorry. But some good additions. Not the greatest set of additions, but they were good. Why? Don't like the story, and don't like the champion on that one either. The like movie star lady. She ain't no Cynthia, that's for sure. Cynthia is a killer champion, and these guys she didn't carry it as well. I think in X and Y. But these ones, I think these are going to be the first ones to split up. Okay. I think This one is a C. Okay? But this one is a B. Why is that? Purely because Xerneas is one of my favorite legendaries. I am not a big legendary fan. I don't use legendaries ever. I dislike what they've kind of become. Originally, I really liked them because they were like these scary beasts that like had these huge effects. But since then, they have kind of just become a plot device and just like in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, just something that you hand out to the player to keep them interested. Legendaries are pointless, and I dislike them. I just have a genuine dislike for the more recent things. But this one specifically is just gorgeous. I love Xerneas, and it's also a deer, and I really quite like deers. But they're great Pokemon, great legendary. Because like these ones are just scary, right? Like well, looking at them, they're not scary. They're kind of goofy, especially this boy with his grin. It's like, haha. But they're like they have these like scary effects on the planet and stuff, and they're used effectively. Ho-Ho and Lugia are these cool creatures that are mysterious and you hear about, and then eventually you go and deal with them, right? I think you have to deal with these guys. I don't know if you had to in these ones. I don't know if there was a side plot here. But they're just this mysterious thing that you eventually just kind of do. Like, they're not actually attached to the plot. And then, like, a Mewtwo in these ones, Mewtwo is badass, and he's, like, just this hidden cave, and he's, like, a really scary fight. So, I don't know, it's just something about him that is so exciting. And, like, the 3 legendary birds are great. It's just something that these ones are fucking the worst. These legendaries on these ones are terrible. And I'm not a big fan of Y-Boy. I can't even remember his name. Not a big fan of these guys either. Solgaleo and Lunara. Not a fan of these at all. Again, it's just, I don't know, there's just something really mysterious and interesting about them. About the older legendaries compared to the new ones. Maybe that's just me being a crotchety old man. Like, what do you think? You let me know. So, Sun and Moon. I played through Sun. I didn't play through Moon. I haven't played through Moon. I had a kind of a positive experience. I didn't think they were too good. Most of my problems with these were fixed in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. We're going to put these here, honestly. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I had a much better experience with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I played Ultra Moon, not Ultra Sun, because I got the original Moon. These games are really weird because they're not that different, you know? I love Alola. I think Alola is a great region. However, there's one point on these games that have always angered me. It's always nagged at me. And that is, when you get to the second island, and you get to the first grass patch, you just find the same Pokemon as you found in the first patch of the previous island. There's not a single Pokemon that is on the first island should be on that first patch of grass. You should enter that grass and you should immediately be greeted with something new and wondrous and be like, wow, look at that, there's a new Pokemon I've never seen before. That's how they should have treated that, and it really nagged me that I can't do it. It just bugged me so much that I couldn't quite get around it. If you line these boxes up side by side, by the way, it makes a face. I saw that on Twitter the other day. Blew my mind. These ones are not full cuts of the case, but you can find it online. Yeah, you see Necrozma or whatever his name is. Also a terrible legendary. But I had a much more positive experience with these. So they go a little bit higher. Again, these lines, very thinly blurred. Very thinly blurred. Let's go Pikachu and Eevee. I did not attach them to this bit when we were talking about these games, because they are remakes practically, but they do kind of do it in a different vein. I enjoyed these games. I had Let's Go Eevee. I didn't play Let's Go Pikachu. We played that on the show. If you've been with me that long and you remember Bamps the Eevee or Nidel's the Beedrill, I kind of remember we had a Dodrio. That was good. Oh god, man, I love playing these games on the show because we always pick like the weirdest Pokemon and they're always the most fun just to have these weird Pokemon. But man, I really enjoyed it. Don't like the catching. Don't like the wild battling of Pokemon. These are down here. These are down here. Although the battle with Mewtwo in Let's Go Eevee, one of my highlights of any Pokemon game. That was on the show. That was just so much fun. I so enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much. So, okay. Okay, now these three. These three are difficult, okay? Because most people would immediately grab these and be like, yeah, do, right? They would grab them. Because a lot of people dislike them. I didn't dislike them. There was a lot of problems with them. I don't like the legendaries. Although I have, the amount of VCG I've watched, I have kind of come around on this one. I have kind of just been Stockholmed into enjoying it. But with the online features that were bad, let's make that clear. It was terrible. Why could I not just invite my friend into the game? Why did I have to go this stupid password system, which didn't always even work, to get my friends to play with me? I don't know. But the little rating system that they had in it, I enjoyed. The little DLCs they had with extra Pokemon, I enjoyed. The main game, even though the plot is almost non-existent and the legendary is horribly tacked on, Eternatus is the fucking worst legendary. He sucks. He is so bad. Just a fucking this hand from space garbage. Terrible legendary. I had a lot of fun with these. Out of all of these games, I mostly played them by myself. I played these ones with quite a large group of friends. I created tournaments around them, which I'm doing again for Scarlet and Violet. So all my friends, we can all participate in these battle tournaments that we're going to do. The winner will win a trophy. That's on my Twitter, by the way. You can go look at that. I was pretty proud of how that trophy turned out. But I just had such a fun and long experience with it. Honestly, I'm putting them up here. Despite their problems, despite the lack of a national dex, despite, yes, those horrible tree textures that people like to point out for some strange reason, I really enjoyed these games. I had a lot of fun with them, I had a lot of fun with my friends with them, and that's all that matters to me. A game can be janky as hell. Look, we're playing Sonic Frontiers right now. That game's janky as hell. But I'm having a good time with it, and that's all that matters to me. I am having fun. And I had a lot of fun with Sword and Shield. Also, that opening area where you go into the woods and you get lost in the mist, and this Pokemon comes out as like his deflated form and like kicks your ass. Like, really well done. Shame you ruined it with the legendaries for the rest of the game. But that starting, really good. Really, really good. Legends Arceus. This is really difficult. This is really difficult to place. I think it might be here. I love it. I think it's an excellent game. I collected the entire Pokedex in it. I almost 100%ed it, I guess. All that I didn't do was the all the little stars on every single Pokemon. I didn't do that. But I completed the Pokedex. I caught Arceus. I thought that game was great. Story-wise, weird as hell. How you're kind of the starting point for Team Galactic, and like low weird tones of that. Really weird. Still, excellent game. Really enjoyed it. It is kind of ugly, honestly. In some places that game is gorgeous. and then the other 80% of the game is ugly. It really quite is. But it does have these shining moments of true beauty. But yeah, it is pretty good. It is pretty ugly. But the battling was fun. The catching a Pokemon, being able to like hide in a bush and just throw a ball and stuff, kind of fun. You know, like it was really interesting. A different take on Pokemon that we haven't seen for a while. I'm not sure I'd count it as a main game. I kind of feel like I'd count it as like a side game. I'm not sure why it's in here with these. No, I guess it is a mainline game. I guess it kind of is a mainline game. It attaches to Brilliant Diamond, which kind of made it better, honestly. Kind of made Brilliant Diamond stand out a bit more as well. That kind of existed. But man, I love doing these tier lists because when I think about them one by one like that, it really surprises me all the time how these tier lists build up. It's kind of bonkers to me that somehow Sword and Shield are here. You know, like the originals are here. Like I don't get it. I don't understand how this has happened, but I kind of feel this is kind of correct. Like I said, these ones are my favorite of all time. I think these were the only ones that were going to make it in here because these are my favorite games. And then these ones, really fun. I think just better versions of these, which are really good games. And then Sword and Shield, I just had so much fun with them. I had so much fun, and I hope Scarlet and Violet, I have the same amount of fun. Again, we're not going to talk about it, but I really hope that that fun remains in there. Man, what? And then Arceus, what a game! If you haven't brought Arceus because you think it looks ugly or whatever, pick it up and give it a go. You know, or maybe borrow it off of a friend, or use one of those rental services and play it. It is worth a go. It's really interesting, I think, and worth your time. If you're a Pokemon fan of all of these, I think you're doing yourself a little bit of a disservice by missing out on this, because this is interesting, even if it is a bit of a new take. I think even some of these mechanics we'll probably see in the new games. I couldn't tell you for sure because I've not played it yet, but I'm just saying, I think we probably will see a couple of those ideas carried forward. But anyway, that's it. That's my tier list. My Pokemon tier list of games before Scarlet and Violet comes out tomorrow. Episode 1 of Scarlet and Violet will be out tomorrow. We'll be playing Violet on the show. We will be starting off with... You know, I'm not even going to tell you what Pokemon we're starting off with. I'm not going to tell you. You have to be a surprise. But we are going to create a team of terrible Pokemon. We're going to hunt and find Pokemon that are usually not used and usually disliked, and that I think are kind of cute still. That's going to be our team. I think it's going to be really interesting. I hope to see you all there. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like and share it with your friends. That would be great. I'm also going to put the link to this tier list in the description below. My Twitter is also in the description below. You can change this around to demonstrate your tier list and send it to me on Twitter. Because this is, like I said, these lines, very thin. They're very thin lines, because I love all of these Pokemon games. But I want to see yours. I want to see where you put your games. If you've not played them, you feel like you don't want to put them on the list, that's okay, you just leave them down the bottom. But I want to see what you guys think. And if yours happens to match mine exactly, we might need to kiss. I'm just saying. We might be compatible. But, in other words, I'm going to leave because I'm rambling on in a weird direction here. This is my tier list. I enjoy these videos a lot. If you have any ideas for other tier lists, it doesn't have to be video game related, but if you have an idea for a tier list, please put it in the comments below, and I'll just have a look at it, and maybe I'll even do it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.